So William is not taking any more crap from Prince Harry and Meghan Markle.
Because Harry could not comprehend that William simply didn't want to know.
Preposterous, hypocritical, ridiculous, inconsistent.
I think his lifestyle is too pure now, don't you? I think it's very...
William would not meet Archie and Lilibet, not even for 2 minutes, and that brutal rejection is the spark behind Harry's reported meltdown. Because what happened inside those 47 minutes at Highgrove looks less like a family reunion and more like a royal door being slammed shut. William is apparently taking no more from Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. And the most explosive detail is how carefully this encounter was arranged. Harry brought his children to England after seemingly running out of anything else powerful enough to offer. The king's private home was chosen instead of a palace, pushing the meeting beyond the institution's official diary, briefing operation, and photographic machinery. One brother entered.
This story was supposed to be the big thing of the year, you know, and as I told you at the time when Harry and Meghan finally decided to condescend to go and visit His Majesty the King at his private home in Highgrove, very clever move off palace grounds, so that really it is truly a private event. Well, where this was interesting again simply is this, because obviously Markle, as I told you, wanted this was going to be the big event, the big reel.
The other knew both children would be present and stayed away. No photograph appeared, no official account followed, only 47 private minutes remained, wrapped in a silence so complete it began to feel deliberate. Beforehand, reporters had been offered a soft, almost comforting picture, a father, a son, and a private conversation. But where was the proof? Where was the second royal name that could transform a basic family visit into a genuine relaunch? Where was even one bland palace sentence lending authority to the occasion? Nothing arrived. That emptiness matters because a comeback required 3 things.
This is very interesting reporting from Radar Online, which says that Prince Harry is set to lawyer up on Prince Harry to stop him and Meghan churning out what they describe as a sickening Princess Diana 30th death anniversary doc. Now, this story is written by Aaron Tinney, a long-time British tabloid reporter with connections to the royal family. And he writes, Prince William is said to be prepared to take legal advice over plans by his brother Prince Harry to produce a documentary marking the 30th anniversary of their mother, Princess Diana's death. Project sources have told Radar Online the future king finds the project sickening and deeply depressing and distressing.
An image, another recognizable family member, and institutional confirmation. All 3 vanished. Then, as if time to deepen the mystery, a second narrative erupted. A tabloid outlet with established royal contacts reported that the Prince of Wales was taking advice over a possible documentary marking the 30th anniversary of his mother's death, allegedly developed by his brother for a streaming platform. Harry, Meghan, Netflix, and Kensington Palace have not confirmed it. Yet Radar Online carried reporting that instantly changed the temperature.
When Harry and Meghan did decide, they really believed that no doubt at least William, if nobody else, would finally want to come up and support his father. That's really what Harry believed behind the scenes. You know, he thought, well, you know, maybe he'll just be there simply to be a backup to the king. And of course, Harry, as you know, had no intention of facing the woman who he described as dangerous in his book and on television, Camilla.
The future king finds the project sickening and deeply depressing and distressing. Suddenly, the private visit and the rumored film look like 2 pieces of one chilling puzzle. Harry supposedly entered expecting the king's illness to pull the family together, believing the heir might appear for their father even if reconciliation remained impossible. But the guest list was already painfully thin. The woman described as dangerous would not be faced, and there was no intention of sharing the room with her. The request involving the children was not spontaneous. It was submitted in advance, named both of them, and was acknowledged through the cold machinery now separating these households, assistants, private secretaries, senior staff, and a final decision from above. Everyone understood the request. Everyone understood how refusal would look. Yet after consideration, the answer remained no. And here is the detail that makes the rejection sting. Harry was reportedly prepared to leave, removing himself as the obstacle so a brief introduction could happen without confrontation. A brother unwilling to see a brother could still spare 90 seconds for a 5-year-old and a 6-year-old in a garden. William refused anyway. That is why Harry allegedly could not comprehend it. Was this punishment, protection, or a warning that Archie and Lilibet would get nothing, not a photograph? Not an introduction? Not even 2 minutes? Because when a refusal survives distance, illness, children, preparation, and every possible compromise, it stops looking accidental and starts resembling a calculated boundary drawn for reasons nobody will publicly admit. The silence offers no mercy, only a darker question. What exactly was William protecting from those children, and what did Harry finally realize when the answer never changed? But the refusal was only the beginning, because reporting claimed William had moved beyond avoidance and was examining options against a brother he allegedly viewed as treacherous, particularly if Princess Diana became commercial material involving Meghan Markle. That accusation cuts into Harry's argument that exposing the institution is moral rather than profitable, yet isolation may explain why. The old circle of soldiers, relatives, and trusted friends has disappeared. Even the reckless warmth surrounding Mike Tyndall and Zara belongs to another life. Without friends capable of saying no, every grievance can grow unchecked, every decision can become colder, and every warning can sound like betrayal. That is why those 47 minutes became merciless. Harry crossed an ocean, yet much of the meeting reportedly vanished into repeating one question and struggling to accept one answer. Then came the discovery that William had not been abroad or unreachable. William was attending a public engagement close enough to fly back to Highgrove and return that evening. The children were supposedly the icing on the cake, an offer requiring no negotiation. But even that card failed. Camilla would be avoided, the king would remain careful, and nothing would be repaired. Still, Harry apparently believed the children could create one undeniable bridge. Instead, the bridge was removed before anybody stepped onto it. For the 20th anniversary of Princess Diana's death, the brothers participated in documentaries for the BBC and ITV, then declared it finished. Now reports allege Harry and Meghan are exploring another project for the 30th anniversary for Netflix. William sees Meghan's involvement as betrayal, not tribute. Yet the agreement was never signed, leaving no realistic injunction and no court capable of preventing a son from discussing his mother. Netflix only holds a first look arrangement, meaning rejection could send the project toward Apple or Amazon. William may lack legal power, but William still controls access, and access is the royal currency nobody can manufacture. That possibility makes the refusal look strategic. Why provide a family photograph that might later appear inside somebody else's production, beneath somebody else's narration, enriching somebody else's platform? The children did nothing, but the household surrounding the children is apparently no longer trusted with supply. The same pattern echoes the 2007 nightclub controversy when Prince Charles's office denied a scuffle despite photographs suggesting otherwise. A press office only repeats what it receives, which makes the absence of any denial about Highgrove almost deafening. Nobody denied the request. Nobody claimed William was unreachable. Nobody corrected the account. Silence became the statement. Streaming executives faced their own calculation. Netflix has worked with Idris Elba and King Charles, while future access to William and Catherine could be worth far more than one anniversary film. But Princess Diana remains irresistible, and commercial appetite has defeated caution before. Meanwhile, Harry cannot compel a meeting, restore friendships, erase the earlier agreement, or guarantee that a commissioner will choose loyalty over ratings. Legal costs create another shadow, because unpaid debts can lead toward bankruptcy without any palace threat at all, and that leaves the final warning if Harry proceeds. William may never permit Harry to perform anything for the royal family, absolutely nothing. The Prince of Wales has moved from refusing the brother to refusing Archie and Lilibet, closing every route into the future. Harry arrived carrying his final emotional offer and left with no photograph, no introduction, and no illusion. Now, the terrifying question is not whether the family remains divided, but whether those 2 refused minutes marked the moment the division became permanent, and whether the next documentary will turn that private rejection into an irreversible war.